this world, there are 5 islands arranged in a cross shape collectively called Entesla. The people who live there are all terrified of the demon king Satan, who resides in a demon castle on the central island. Satan is malicious and has one goal: to destroy humanity and create a world solely for demons. He is supported by 4 trusted generals: Ader, Melek, Lucifer, Alcial, and Malakota. Following Satan's command, these generals attack all 4 islands, brutally defeating the humans. However, a hero appears and defeats Lucifer's army with a single strike. The human army then retakes 2 more islands by defeating Ader, Melek, and Malakota's forces. The hero and the human army then launch an assault on the central island where Satan's castle stands. A fierce battle ensues between the hero and Satan. Although Satan is at a disadvantage due to the hero's comrades, he manages to knock off a piece of the hero's armor. Alcial, enraged, attacks the hero and his comrades to buy some time. He then informs Satan that the humans are launching a full assault and the castle may soon collapse. It would be wise to retreat for now. Suddenly, the hero attacks Satan, but Satan manages to escape the castle. He tells the humans that he is retreating for now but will return soon to conquer Entesla. Satan creates a portal and he and Alcial enter it. The humans, seeing their enemies flee, celebrate their victory. Satan and Alcial arrive in another world. Alcial asks Satan about his physical condition, and Satan replies that they need a place to heal. As they explore, Alcial is stunned to see Satan, and Satan is shocked when he notices his hand has turned into that of a human boy. 2 policemen approach them, curious about their strange outfits, and ask if they are cosplaying. However, Alcial doesn't understand their language and becomes angry, demanding that they speak with respect. The police taunt them and insist they speak Japanese. Alcial, confused as to why he can't understand the language after using magic, grows frustrated. Satan warns him not to use magic until they fully understand this world. Still, visibly injured from their previous battle, a police officer steps forward to offer help, but Alcial angrily backs away, telling the officer not to touch him, calling him a filthy human. He attempts to cast a destructive spell, but to his disappointment, it has no effect. The police officers load them into a car and take them to the station for interrogation. Satan and Alcial are placed in separate rooms. Satan scans the food with his magic to check if it is poisonous. He then hypnotizes the officer to extract all the information about this world. After gathering the details, he goes to Alcial's room and finds him enjoying his food. Meanwhile, the police officer questions Alcial about how he got there, but Satan quickly hypnotizes him as well. He then tells Alcial that he has learned everything about this world. They are on a planet called Earth in a country named Japan, and this place is a police station. In this world, demons, magic, and monsters are considered mere fantasy. Upon hearing this, Lucille is shocked and asks, "No magic in this world?" As they walk through the streets at night, Satan tells Alcial that he can sense some magic in this world, but the amount is too low to absorb and transform back into their demon forms. They can only use the magic stored within them, so they must conserve it wisely. He then asks Alcial to try using any magic he can. Alcial raises his hand and strikes a pose to cast a spell, but nothing happens. Instead, a taxi stops in front of them, and moments later they find themselves dumped under a bridge beside a pile of trash. Satan then tells Alcial that since magic exists in this world, there must be a strong source of it somewhere. They just need to find it to regain their full power. Until then, they must adapt and survive in this world. The next morning, they begin their new life in this world. They visit a government office to obtain resident cards, with Satan hypnotizing an employee to complete the process. Next, they go to a bank to open an account and later visit a rental service to find a place to live. The rental service shows them a 6-room apartment, and they mistakenly believe the entire apartment is for them. However, they soon realize they are only getting a single room. That night, while discussing their plans for the next day, Satan suddenly loses consciousness. The next scene shows them in a hospital. Satan blacked out because he hadn't eaten for 2 days. After being discharged, they return home and begin filling out job applications. In this world, Satan is now known as Mao Sadao and Alcial as Shiro Ashia. Time passes, and it seems they have adapted to this world. Satan lies on the floor reading manga while Alcial washes dishes, advising Satan to spend money wisely. Satan replies that he has done exactly that. He bought a freezer because it would be useful during the hot summer. Alcial argues that he could have bought it in installments, but Satan dislikes the hidden charges that come with them. Alcial then reveals the freezer, exposing the reality they have no food. Satan ignores his concerns, which makes Alcial angry. Realizing their situation, Satan suddenly gets up and rushes out of the room, saying he has to go to work. He arrives at a road crossing in the rain where he sees a girl. Noticing her situation, he hands her his umbrella and tells her she can return it later since he works at the nearby Mag Ronald. Without waiting for a reply, he rides away on his bicycle. Satan works part-time at Mag Ronald, believing that if he wants to become the Demon King again and conquer this world, he must start somewhere. His colleague has no idea what he's thinking but is happy for him. Meanwhile, Alciel visits a library to research magic in this world. They have a deal. Satan, now known as Sadao, will work to earn money while Alciel will study magic and find a way for them to regain their power. Later, Sadao and his colleague Chiho Sasaki are resting at a table. Chiho looks sad and Sadao reassures her that it's okay to make mistakes. However, Chiho, feeling disappointed, admits that she often drops fries on the floor and has to clean them up afterward. She jokes that if this keeps happening, potatoes might start sprouting there. After sharing a laugh, they return to work. Their restaurant is packed with customers, and while frying potatoes, Sadao notices that they aren't cooking properly. He quickly realizes the fryer is broken. Feeling anxious and uncertain, he considers using his magic but remembers Alciel's advice to save it for emergencies. Later, Sadao and his colleague sit in the break room and he looks completely discouraged. His colleague reassures him that it's not his fault the fryer broke and that it will be repaired soon. Everything will return to normal. The manager calls Sadao to the office. Filled with fear, he worries that he might be getting fired. However, to his surprise, the manager assures him that she is actually promoting him to an A-class staff member. Overjoyed, Sadao happily rides his bicycle home. At the same road crossing, he once again encounters the girl from before. She tells him that she visited the Mag Ronald where he works. Sadao, surprised, asks why she didn't call for him, but she ignores his question and instead says, "I know you were about to use magic on the fryer." Then she stares at him and asks, "What are you doing here, Demon Lord Satan?" Sadao is completely stunned but quickly realizes the truth. This girl is actually Hero Amelia. After Satan escaped through the portal, the hero revealed herself as a girl. She swore an oath to follow Satan wherever he went and to eliminate him once and for all. Amelia demands to know why Satan is working at Mag Ronald, but Sadao turns the question back at her, asking what she is doing here. She reveals that she followed him through the portal and is now here to fulfill her oath by finishing him. She then pulls out a small knife and Sadao smirks. "Isn't that a cheap knife from the market? What happened to your holy sword? Did you lose your magical abilities?" he taunts. Amelia glares at him. "How pathetic. The mighty Demon King is working part-time at a restaurant. I don't need a holy sword to finish you." Without hesitation, she lunges at him. At home, Alciel grows worried as Satan is late. Meanwhile, Satan and Amelia have actually ended up at a police station. The officers question them about their scuffle in the middle of the road. Amelia, still frustrated, tells them, "It's because of Sadao. I need to finish him." The officer sighs and says, "Look, I don't know what happened between you and your boyfriend, but fighting in the middle of the road is illegal." Hearing that, Amelia furiously denies it, snapping, "There is no way he's my boyfriend." The officer shrugs and replies, "Whatever the case, settle your feud at home. Just don't cause trouble in public." Later, Mao and Amelia leave the police station and walk down the street. Amelia glares at him and threatens, "You won't last long. I've noted your home address." Mao sighs, realizing that she's going to be a huge pain. Still, he casually asks, "By the way, can you return my umbrella?" Amelia scoffs, "Did you really think I kept your filthy umbrella? I threw it in the garbage." She then smirks and warns him, "You better stay alert, Demon King. I'll be your worst nightmare." The next morning, it is revealed that Hero Amelia is working at a call center in this world. During a break, her friend Rika invites her to check out a newly opened restaurant, but Amelia refuses, saying, "Newly opened restaurants are always too crowded." Rika then suggests Mag Ronald, but Amelia immediately rejects the idea, saying, "Anywhere but Mag Ronald." They both return to work. After finishing her shift, Amelia buys some food on her way home. She prepares her meal and starts eating, but suddenly frustration takes over. She clenches her fists in anger, thinking she is wasting time in this world. She regrets not eliminating Satan the moment she saw him, as he deserves it. Meanwhile, at Mao's home, Mao and Alciel are having dinner when suddenly the doorbell rings. Alciel grumbles, "Who would come begging at this hour?" But a voice from the other side shouts, "You filthy devils, I am your doom, Hero Amelia." Hearing that, Alciel panics and locks the door immediately. Amelia bangs on the door. "Open up and prepare for your fate." Alciel, trembling, turns to Mao. "Satan, Hero Amelia is here. What should we do?" But Mao remains completely calm, casually saying, "Not a big deal. Just finish your dinner." Alciel is shocked. "How can you be so casual? It's Hero Amelia. Mao calmly explains, I met her yesterday. She can't use her magic just like us. As they talk, Amelia suddenly starts crying outside. Mao sighs and finally tells Alciel, just let her in. After entering, Amelia glares at Mao, who asks, did you come to this world alone? She replies, yes, but one of my comrades, Alba, was supposed to come with me. However, the portal shrank and only I managed to make it through. After talking for a while, Amelia prepares to leave but warns Mao that she could easily finish him with the power she has left, though doing so would prevent her from returning to Ent Isla. She also reveals that in this world her name is Yusa Emi. The next day after work, Amelia's friend invites her to a restaurant, but she declines, saying she has other things to do. Later that evening, she is seen stalking Mao's house, observing their every move and feeling surprised that Mao and Alciel are living like ordinary humans. Eventually, she visits Mao at Mag Ronald and tells him she came to meet him. Mao responds, we can't talk here. Tell me the time and place. Meanwhile, in the restroom, Chiho angrily questions Mao about Amelia, asking if she is his girlfriend. Mao immediately denies it, which relieves Chiho, and it is revealed that she has a crush on him. After work, Mao meets Emi at the same road crossing where she reveals that she has been monitoring them for the past few days. She tells him that if they continue living like ordinary humans, there is no point in finishing them. However, Mao rejects the idea, insisting that the Demon King Satan was born to conquer worlds. Suddenly, his bicycle tire goes flat and laser shots start firing at them, forcing them to run toward the station. They manage to escape the situation, but Emi questions who could have attacked them. Mao, with a serious expression, replies that he knows exactly who they are, making it clear that the enemy is from Ent Isla. Amelia follows Mao to his house, and upon noticing her, he asks what she wants now. She explains that she has lost her wallet, so Mao allows her to stay the night. Ashia, or Alciel, is startled to see Hero Amelia, but Mao reassures him and explains the situation. He gives Emi a blanket and some yen for the morning bus. As Mao and Ashia lie down to sleep, Mao reminds him of their miserable state when they first arrived in this world and how they managed to survive because they were together. He notes that Amelia came alone, making it much harder for her to adapt. Hearing this, Ashia teases Mao, saying he's getting soft. Suddenly, a message pops up on Mao's phone. It was just a show-off. Prepare for the actual disaster. At the same time, he receives another message from Chiho. Another earthquake is coming soon. What should I do? Mao, confused, has no idea what is happening. The next morning, Mao and Ashia have breakfast while Emi has already left their house. At Emi's home, she watches the news on TV about the previous night's incident. She notices Mao's bicycle in the footage and spots both Mao and Ashia among the crowd. Meanwhile, at Chiho's house, she and her family are also watching the same news. Chiho checks her phone and sees Mao's reply, agreeing to meet her after she had warned him about the earthquake. She feels happy about it. Later, Emi returns to her call center job, but suddenly she receives a strange phone call. When she answers, a deep, eerie voice asks, "Why are you living like a normal Japanese hero, Amelia?" Shocked, Emi demands to know the caller's identity. The person claims to know both Hero Amelia and Satan and declares that he has come from Ent Isla to eliminate them. Emi immediately realizes this must be the one who attacked them that night. Noticing the demonic tone, she suspects it's a devil. She questions the caller, saying that the only Demon King's general left is Alciel, so who could he be? She also states that threatening her in the name of Ent Isla is pointless. The caller simply responds, "If you think that way, then we'll talk later," before hanging up. Later, Emi receives a call from the police station where Mao and Ashia have already been taken in as suspects regarding Mao's bicycle. Frustrated, Emi arrives and scolds them, saying she should have eliminated them, but is instead forced to act as their guardian. Mao explains that in this world, she is the only one who understands their situation, which is why he gave her number to the police. Emi then informs them about the mysterious phone call, revealing that the caller is after both of them. However, she confidently declares that they don't need to worry because she is the one who will eliminate Satan. After that, she leaves. Meanwhile, Chiho is at home, excitedly preparing for her meeting with Mao, thinking of it as her first date. At the same time, despite usually being frugal, Ashia takes Mao to a shopping mall to buy a new outfit for the occasion. Later in the evening, Mao and Chiho meet, and Mao compliments Chiho's outfit, making her happy. When Mao asks where they should go, Chiho suggests a cafe. Meanwhile, Emi, returning from work, notices Ashia stalking someone. Suspicious, she grabs his collar and demands to know what he's up to. Ashia begs her to let go, promising to explain. He then admits he is simply observing Mao and Chiho in case something happens. Emi, unconvinced, drags Ashia with her to the cafe, making him realize he's in serious trouble. At the cafe, Mao and Chiho are deep in conversation. Chiho reveals that she has been hearing strange voices in her mind, understanding messages in an unknown language. Mao quickly realizes it's an idea link. Someone from Isla is trying to contact Chiho through brain frequencies. Just then he notices Emi and Ashia entering and wonders what they are doing there. However, he decides to ignore them and instead advises Chiho that the voices might be warning her about an earthquake. He tells her to focus on the earthquake and alert others rather than worrying about the voices. Chiho, happy that Mao believes her, gathers the courage to confess her feelings. But before she can, Emi interrupts, warning her that pursuing Mao is a mistake and will only bring sorrow. Assuming Emi is Mao's girlfriend, Chiho angrily argues with her. However, before the argument escalates, a massive earthquake suddenly strikes. The earthquake causes the shopping complex to collapse, trapping Chiho and Emi together. Chiho, worried about Mao, asks about him, but Emi reassures her that nothing has happened to him, though she insists he will eventually die at her hands. Emi then casts a spell on Chiho, making her fall asleep. Meanwhile, Mao reveals his true demonic form. Seeing this, Emi prepares to eliminate him, but Mao pointing out that many people are still trapped under the ruins. With the rescue teams yet to arrive, they must act quickly. Emi is stunned. Why would the Demon King Satan care about human lives? Mao then uses his magic to protect the people from being crushed. Later, in a press report, the police confirm that the earthquake caused massive destruction, bringing down the entire shopping complex. However, miraculously, not a single civilian was injured. Emilia has a flashback to her childhood. She remembers bringing lunch to her father, who was working in his wheat field. They were happy to see each other and shared their meal together. As they ate, a man approached them with urgent news. Demons had already conquered the north and east, and their next target would be the west. Emilia's father dismissed the concern, saying their land was protected by the gods. However, the man was doubtful, warning that this time they might not survive against Demon General Lucifer before leaving. Emilia, still a child, confidently told her father, "Nothing will happen to us because my dad never lies." Later, priests and soldiers from the Holy Church arrived in their village. Emilia initially believed they had come to protect them, but she soon realized their true purpose. They had come to take her away. Her father told her that it was time for her to leave, but she refused. He then explained that she was the daughter of an angel, and that only she had the power to defeat the Demon King Satan. He also told her that this was her mother's wish. Emilia recalled that this was the last time she ever saw her father. A few days after she left, she received news that Lucifer's army had burned down her entire village. The Holy Church members told her that she couldn't give up. She had a duty to fulfill. Her mother had been one of the strongest angels, and as a child of both human and angelic blood, she alone had the ability to wield both the sacred and the better half sword, making her the only one capable of defeating the Demon King. Determined, Emilia demanded to be trained in every sword skill she needed to know to defeat Satan. In reality, Mao asks Emilia if she is all right, but she angrily tells him that he doesn't need to care for her. It seems Mao has returned to his human form, and he feels relieved to see that Chiho is fine. A police officer then approaches them and tells them to leave the area as it is dangerous. However, he recognizes Chiho as the daughter of Inspector Sasaki. Mao appears to realize something. After Chiho leaves, Mao tells Emilia that the first time he used magic in this world was on Mr. Sasaki, Chiho's father. He suspects that the magic may have affected Chiho in some way, allowing her to hear those strange voices. However, he assures Emilia that they are now out of danger since whoever attacked them has already failed. He also points out that the earthquakes always seem to happen when he and Emilia are near each other. The enemy might be using sonar or some other type of magic, but one thing is certain. They know who Mao and Emilia really are. While they are talking, Emilia's friend spots her from the crowd and calls out to her. Mao tells her to go meet her friend since she is worried about her. Later, Alciel comes to Mao begging for forgiveness. He confesses that it was his fault for allowing Emilia to get too close to him, and when Mao was in danger, he was unable to do anything. Yet, despite all that, Mao still saved him. Alciel admits that he knows there is no way to be forgiven for his foolishness, so he is willing to accept any punishment. But Mao simply says it's already been too late. Let's go home. And Emi's friend takes her to her house and treats her wounds. The next morning, Emilia comes to Mao's home to return his money. She asks about Alciel's condition, and Mao replies, "He's fine. but he probably took some head damage because he's acting strangely. He feels guilty for failing to serve his lord. If you're done, you can leave now. As Amelia is leaving, she suddenly trips and falls down the stairs. Hearing the noise, Alciel assumes they are under attack again, but when he sees Amelia, he pities her, saying, "The great hero Amelia, who nearly defeated the Demon King, is now getting injured from falling down the stairs." He then goes out to buy medicine for her. Meanwhile, Mao tries to apply disinfectant to Amelia's wound, but she angrily throws the bottle at him. Frustrated, she asks, "You are Satan, the Demon King, who was supposed to hurt and destroy humans. But now you're helping others and even gaining their respect." Mao casually remarks that he's never seen a hero get injured just from falling down the stairs before. Amelia then glares at him and demands, "Then why did you kill my father? Why did you burn down my entire village?"